Hey there, gang. In this video, we'll be reviewing point-slope form. You'll remember from Algebra 1, we used this form to write the equation of a line when we were given a point on the line. We'll call that x sub 1, y sub 1, and the slope of the line, m. So that form looks like the following. It is y minus y sub 1 equals m times the quantity x minus x sub 1. And so those three values, x sub 1, y sub 1, and m, fit into the formula as follows. To change this formula into slope-intercept form, which is how we want to write the final equations of our lines, we need to distribute and solve for y. So we're going to practice now using this form in examples 1 and 2. In these examples, you're given a point and slope. And so you can go directly to point-slope form when given a point and slope. So for number 1, that would look like this. Y minus 1, the y-coordinate, equals 2 times the quantity x minus 4, which is the x-coordinate. We then want to distribute the 2, so we get y minus 1 equals 2x minus 8, and then add 1 to both sides to get y equals 2x minus 7. So the line that passes through the point 4, 1 with a slope of 2 has a slope-intercept form of y equals 2x minus 7. Okay, number 2, we're given the point -8, -1, and a slope of -3/4. So in this form, this would be y plus 1. So always be sure to change the sign in point-slope form on your coordinates. If you see a -1 for the coordinate, it's going to be a plus 1 in the equation. Equals -3/4. So notice the slope sign does not change, times the quantity x plus 8. So then we distribute, and we get -3/4 x minus 6. And then subtracting 1 from both sides, we get y equals -3/4 x minus 7. The other type of problem you might see is writing an equation of a line given just 2 points. So in examples 3 and 4, we'll practice those. To write the equations of these lines, the first thing we need to do is calculate the slope. And so we'll do that using the slope formula. So that is m equals the change in y divided by the change in x. So that would be -1 minus 7 divided by 1 minus -3. So that gives us -8 divided by 4, and that slope is -2. So then we're going to use that slope, m equals -2, and one of our 2 points, either -3/7 or 1 -1, and do the same thing that we did in examples 1 and 2. So I'll pick this point here, and now I can use my point-slope form. It would be y minus 7 equals -2 times the quantity x plus 3. So distributing, that would be y minus 7 equals -2x minus 6. And so this becomes y equals -2x plus 1. Okay, for number 4, we'll find the slope first. -4 minus -7 divided by 3 minus -6. So this becomes 3/9. So we have a slope of 1/3. So choosing this point here, this is y plus 7 equals 1/3 times the quantity x plus 6. If I distribute 1/3, I get 1/3 x plus 2. And then subtracting 7 from both sides, y equals 1/3 x minus 5. It does not matter which point you choose in point slope form, so I could have picked 3, -4 here, or 1, -1 in number 3, and I would have gotten the same equation for my final answer. Alright, finally we're going to practice now applying this to our parallel and perpendicular line concepts from this unit. So in number 5, we're being asked to write an equation parallel to the line y equals 2x plus 4 that passes through the point -4, -1. Remember, to write an equation of a line, we need to know a point and the slope. We've been given a point that is -4, -1. We haven't been given the slope, but we have been told that this line that passes through -4, -1 is parallel to another line, y equals 2x plus 4. You know that parallel lines have the same slope, so since this line here has a slope of 2, our line also will have a slope of 2. And so then we can write this point slope form equation as y plus 1 equals 2 times the quantity x plus 4. So this would be y plus 1 equals 2x plus 8, and y equals 2x plus 7. Okay, looking at our next problem, write an equation parallel to the line x minus 3y equals 9 that passes through the point 3, -1. Again, we're given a point here. We're also told that our line is parallel to the line x minus 3y equals 9. So the first thing I need to do is figure out what the slope of the line x minus 3y equals 9 is, and so I need to change this equation to slope-intercept form. So that would be -3y equals -x plus 9, and then dividing by -3, I get y equals 1/3 x minus 3. So the slope of this line is 1/3, and because this is a parallel problem, we'll use that same slope for our line. So our equation would be y plus 1 equals 1/3 times the quantity x minus 3. So we get y plus 1 equals 1/3 x minus 1, and y equals 1/3 x minus 2. Number 7, we're asked to write an equation perpendicular to the line y equals 3/4 x minus 1 that passes through the point 3, -3. We're given our point. This time we want to write a line perpendicular to the equation given. So the equation given has a slope of 3/4. We are not going to use 3/4 in our equation. We need to use the opposite reciprocal, since this is a perpendicular problem. And so the slope that we're going to use, the perpendicular slope, would be -4/3. So our equation will be y plus 3 equals -4/3 times the quantity x minus 3. So that's y plus 3 equals -4/3 x plus 4, and y equals -4/3 x plus 1. Okay, for our last problem, we're asked to write an equation, again perpendicular, to the line 5x plus 3y equals -21 that passes through the point -5, 1. So we have our point, we need to find our slope, so I need to first change this equation into slope-intercept form. That would be 3y equals -5x minus 21, and then y equals -5/3 x minus 7. So this line has a slope of negative 5/3. We need the opposite reciprocal of that slope, and so that would be positive 3/5. So our equation will be y minus 1 equals 3/5 times the quantity x plus 5. When I distribute, I get 3/5 x plus 3, and so this equation becomes y equals 3/5 x plus 4. If you have any questions over this video, please be sure those are written down for the next time. Until then, have a nice day. You're all wonderful people, and take care.